Testing has been launched at some pharmacies in the province this weekend to tackle some of that backlog. For more, we go to our Tina Yazdani standing by live with the update. Tina.
Yes, Melissa, pharmacies have been swamped since Friday. This Shoppers Drug Mart at Danforth and Coxwell is one of 60 pharmacies across Ontario now doing COVID-19 testing, and they have been booked solid. And while the extra space is meant to offer some relief to assessment centers and hospitals, long lineups were still spotted across the city throughout the day. Facing a surge in demand for COVID-19 testing, the Ford government has set into motion a new plan to ease the burden on assessment centers at hospitals. Now offering tests at select pharmacies province-wide, a service which has grown rapidly in popularity since starting on Friday.
We anticipated a high volume. We didn't realize that there would be this much interest in the program.
43 Shoppers Drug Mart locations are offering tests by appointment for asymptomatic people who meet the province's new criteria to get tested, an appealing alternative to standing in line at a hospital or assessment center.
Being a mother, it would be good to have something so close by, somewhere that you feel comfortable. It's not as intimidating as a hospital.
But 3 days later, we still got a busy signal every time we tried to call to book an appointment at some downtown locations.
Just urging patients, be diligent, be patient for the next little while, but I think we'll get caught up.
The Danforth and Coxwell Shoppers is taking approximately 50 appointments a day at 15-minute intervals. They are booked for almost the rest of the week, except for a few openings.
This pharmacy offers asymptomatic COVID-19 testing.
We tried calling a few other pharmacies offering the service.
I was wondering if you had availability for testing today.
So we're fully booked right now. The earliest that you could get would be October 4th.
Another location in East York told us their next availability was a week from today. But even with pharmacies meeting their maximum capacity, lineups today outside assessment centers were still appallingly long. The province plans on eventually expanding to even more pharmacies, which has some pharmacists concerned about taking on the additional work. CityNews spoke with one pharmacy assistant who wished to remain anonymous. In an email they wrote, pharmacy staff are already completely overwhelmed with the daily tasks that have grown by at least 35 to 40% due to the fact that so many people have been working from home instead of their respective offices since mid-March. The public doesn't realize that those individual scripts have been transferred to pharmacies close to their homes, so while the pharmacies and business centers have likely slowed down, the rest of us are trying to keep up with the numbers unsuccessfully.
And right now, only asymptomatic people who meet certain criteria are allowed to get tested. For instance, residents or workers at long-term care homes, farm workers, international students, and those who are looking to travel. And the pharmacist at this location tells me that the majority of people coming here for testing are in fact looking to travel soon. Melissa?
Yeah, thanks, Tina. And we know, looking at those numbers that we saw earlier, the demand for tests is not going anywhere anytime soon.
No, absolutely not. We know with fall here, schools starting, and with flu season right around the corner, the demand is only going to grow. And we know that right now labs are at their maximum capacity. And we know that because of those stunning backlog numbers. Just today, more than 65,000 cases are still under investigation. That is a record high number that we haven't seen yet in Ontario.
Definitely something to keep an eye on the coming days. Thanks, Tina.